Preview. Preview.
Shut the fuck up!
Alright, so before we get into it, I'm gonna just turn on my gestures so you guys can see everything I'm touching, so it'll be more easier. That cut, but it's gonna be more easier to see my gestures and motions, to see what I'm tapping on, just from me just saying it, because this isn't me saying it, this is me saying it after the recording. So the gesture is gonna turn off. I'm gonna give that a second. I'm gonna come right back. Alright, gestures are on. Now it's gonna go back to the home screen, and now what you're gonna need are these three apps. Obviously, the Exagear emulator, that's one. GameKeyBoard, that's two. You definitely need that. And KeyMapper. All links will be in the description to these apps. So now first we're gonna go into the GameKeyBoard, then we're gonna go turn it on. If you haven't and this is the first time setting it up, you're gonna follow step 1, turn it on, go to on-screen keyboard, and then it's going to go to manage keyboard, and they're going to turn on all of them, including KeyMapper basic input method. Now that it's fully turned on, you're going to want to go to custom, no, not custom, that's my fault. You're going to go to settings, and then you're going to import. I'm going to give you a setting. All links will be in the description, so you guys don't have to do it manually. It's going to be called PS4 and Xbox setup, that package. And then it's going to be installed, so you're going to have the same controls and map as me, so you don't have to do literally no work. Then once you're done with that, you're gonna go to KeyMapper, and if it's your first time setting up KeyMapper, it's gonna give you a little rundown. You complete that little rundown. Then what you're gonna do, press that red button at the bottom. If you can't see it, hold up. Alright, so now what you want to do is obviously connect your PS4 or your Xbox controller via Bluetooth. That's how you're gonna do it. If you don't know how to do that, the video link will be in the description. It's simple as pressing the share button and the PlayStation 4 middle button. Once you press both of those, it's gonna, pop up. Obviously mine is there. I just disconnected it. I'm gonna show you like from the beginning. Now wait, it's gonna turn on. There you go, it's turned on. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the one that says wireless controller. That's everybody's main name for your PS4 controller. It's gonna connect. It says connected. Now once that is done, now you're gonna start creating triggers. Nope, my fault, wrong. You're gonna create actions, meaning adding the app. You're gonna add the apps, Exagear Emulator and GameKeyBoard Plus. That's how it's gonna manipulate it, making it sync as your PS4 controller is the GameKeyBoard controller. Now you're gonna add the Bluetooth device to it as well. Wireless controller. Boom, now it's there. You don't have to add vibrate if you don't want to. Now you're gonna add triggers. Basically the triggers will be start, select, X, O, square, triangle. If you're Xbox user, it's gonna be A, B, X, Y. If you're a PS4 controller, don't worry, it's gonna say ABXY because your phone is gonna make it think as an Xbox controller. That's how most devices usually are. So if you're using a PS4 controller and it's gonna be XY or it's gonna say L1, L2, it's just how the way it's set up. And now once it is set up, that's just me deleting it. Then you don't have to delete it. Keep yours. Make sure you save it as well. Then it's gonna at below tap pause is gonna say run off. Alright, so now we're in the Exagear emulator. Now once you're in here, you're going to manage containers, make a new one. You don't have to, but this is if it's your first time setting it up. Make a new container, go to properties, make a name for it. You don't have to make a name for it, but usually most people would usually put Mugen to identify that one. If you're making multiple ones, you might want to make multiple names. You could change the depth to 32-bit. And if you want to, you could keep the resolution at 640, 480, or if you change to 1280, 190. Alright, now once you're in the Exagear emulator, You can play any Mugen game you want. I will have a whole folder of Mugen games I made from start to finish, but I specifically chose an Extreme Bolton one I made with some Z2 characters in there as well. So it's gonna load up, it's gonna be playing. I think there's sound in it too. If there's not, I apologize for that. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna make sure if there's sound, and I'll be right back. Alright, so as far as I know, there is no sound. I swear I recorded it with sound, but you know how Android devices be. So as you can see, I'm setting up the controller with mines. Usually my controllers are a little different. That's why it says return, left shift, S. That's how it's gonna be. That's what I'm saying. If you use my file, if you tend to change it, it may get a little weird. So these are all the characters, you know, yada yada. And I'm gonna show you, like, you know, me doing, like, you know, super attacks and everything, because, you know, it's more easier on your controller. So you have to, like, you know, stress it or break your thumbs while playing the game. So I'm gonna shut up for now, and I'm gonna let the music play while the game plays, so y'all can see what I'm doing. It also, loading screen, I cannot control that. Loading screens is out of my power. It all depends on the powerfulness and how, or HD or SD the characters are. It all depends on that. So loading screen is out of my power. Alright, so I'm gonna see you on the next video, and peace. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, all you need is the GameKeyBoard to be activated as your, you know, your primary controller. Once it's activated as your primary controller, you don't need to have it displayed on your screen. You can always press up on your volume button to display it or to undisplay it. But all you need is for it to be active. If it's not active, the controller won't work right and the game is gonna be all messy. So just make sure your GameKeyBoard is active. Also, don't mind the mouse. If you see a mouse come up in any second now, I'm gonna see a mouse pop up any second now. There it is. That's just the PS4 sensor, the sensor pad. If you use it on Android, it'll come up as a mouse. So please just ignore that. I'm not using a PC. I swear to God, this is not clickbait or anything. That's literally just how the PS4 sensor pad works on. If you have it connected via Bluetooth on your Android device, it'll come up as a mouse. That's what the sensor pad is. It thinks it's a mouse.